I going.
You going?
I going.
Okay. Hey. So here we are with our winding waist quilt. This is part 2 of our tutorial to make this particular quilt with the center and the applique border and the scalloped edges. Okay, part 1 I showed you how to do the piecing and how to look at how we packaged up your pre-cut kit for you. By the way, if you still haven't done this, you can get a hold of us and tell us what colors you want. We will make you a pre-cut kit in either lap or queen size. For those of you who got the queen size, your center should measure 9 blocks across and 9 blocks down. Your block should finish at 8.5 inches. Unfinished, I'm sorry, should be unfinished, 8.5 inches. For those of you doing the lap, you should have 6 across and 6 down for your center. Blocks 8.5 inch unfinished. Okay, once you've got that done, what you're gonna do is put this border in right here on all 4 sides. This is gonna be the exact same width as your block. And you need to do that so that your scallop comes out and continues your circle. 8.5 inches wide. So you're gonna put your 8.5 inch wide border all the way around all 4 sides. Then to make your scalloped outside border, you're going to make a partial block. So you've got your 2 petals and then your 1 connector. You're not gonna put the center connector in. If you're making the queen size, you will need to make 36 of these. 36 of them with the dark in the petal, and then 36 of them with your background in the petal. 18. 18 with the dark in the petal, 18 with the light in the petal. If you're making the lap size, you're going to make 24 total. So that will be 12 with the main color in the petal and 12 with the background in the petal. So as you make these one at a time, I want you to stay stitch the outside edge, because you're going to have this quilted before you can bind it, and your edges will stretch just to unrecognizable dimensions if you don't stay stitch. So I did not change my stitch width. I just did 1/4 inch away from the edge all the way around with the normal 2.0 on my machine stitch. And that'll keep this from stretching when your long armor or you put it on the frame. Okay. Once you get all of these scallop portions put together, you're going to take a look at your design. So let's start with this side right here. In order for me to continue my circle, so here's my circle on this side, and see how it goes around there? So I need to match these 2 pieces over here. So I'm going to start with a dark one. So I would do like this. This would be my start here. Then I'm going to add a light petal, and then a dark petal, and a light petal, and a dark petal, so forth and so on, until for the lap I have 9 of them stitched in a row. For the queen, 9 of them stitched in a row. For the lap, I will have 6 of them stitched in a row. When you get down to the ends here, you're going to have to cross that border. So we're not going to put another piece in because that'll mess up your circles. Okay, so you're going to put an 8.5 inch by 4.5 inch matching piece of border there. And it's going to look like, when you get it put together, you're going to do this, basically. Well, I'll have to go down here.
You need another hand.
I do need another hand. Okay, you're going to do this. All right? Do not cut this off. So what you're going to do after you get this all quilted is we're going to take this shape, draw it out on a piece of cardboard, and then you're just going to cut this to match. So you'll get that scallop just like is shown here. Then when you get on this second side, you can see that it's not going to come all the way down. So you'll have your scallops going up here, your one piece here, and then to meet all the way down here, you're going to add a 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch square. And that will finish off your corners. You'll get the templates to cut the shapes in our next video. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's go over it one more time. You're going to make a partial block like this. You're not putting the connectors in. You're just making this part right here. You're going to stay stitch it so it doesn't stretch. For the lap, you need to make 24 of these. 12 with the dark in the petal, 12 with the background in the petal. For the queen, you need to make 36 of these. 18 with the dark in the petal, 18 with the light in the petal. Then you're going to need 8 4.5 by 8.5 inch rectangles, and that is going to be here and here in all 4 corners. Then you're going to need 4 4.5 inch squares, and that is going to come right down here and fill in your corners on all 4 corners. Okay? 8.5 inch border all the way around. Then put your scallop borders on with your matching end pieces so it squares it off.
Don't trim.
And don't trim these down here yet. You'll get a template the next video we do. So I was originally going to do this in just 2 videos, and I'm thinking this is crazy. We can't do this in 2 videos. You'd never, we're not doing that. So now all we're doing is getting the border and then your scallop border on. Next video, I'm going to show you this piece. And if you want to do the yo-yos, which I have yo-yos at the intersections of my leaves, and I actually, I bought this cool collection of buttons. It was just all green buttons, but they were all different. Every last one of the buttons in there was different. So all of the buttons on this are different all the way around that sew my yo-yos down. And I use this yo-yo maker to make the yo-yos. So this thing retails, I think it's $7.99. And it is the Clover 8700 is the model number on this. If you want one from us, let us know. We'd be happy to order one for you. I don't have them in stock right now, but I can get them. We'd be happy to get one for you. But you will use this to make all of these yo-yos going around on top of the leaves. Okay? That'll be for next time. I will show you all of this stuff, give you the templates for that. And then our 4th video will be how to put the binding on, because it's going to be a bias binding. So you want to make sure you use bias binding on it. And some of these inside corners are just a little tricky, as well as those outside corners. So we'll get to that in video 4. This is video 2. Video 1 shows you how to put it together. Video 2, I just talked you through the inside border and then your outside scallop border. Video 3 is going to be the appliques, and you'll get the templates to do the cutting down here, your trimming down here. You're going to do that after it's quilted, not before, after it's quilted. And then you'll get the templates for your applique in the next video we do. Okay?